In previous lessons, we conquered the sphere and several variations of the sphere. We confidently drew the cube and several variations of the cube. In this lesson, we will conquer another building block, the cylinder.
For this 21 drawing adventure, we're going to have fun learning to draw the cylinder and how to do some variations with the cylinder. It's going to be a really cool lesson. We're going to draw two cylinders. We'll draw a hollow cylinder, put a cast shadow. Remember, we're going to use that alignment coming down in direction southwest. I'm going to put the light source in the middle so that we can experiment and have fun with the shading going on the opposite side. I'll put a little bonus, little character sitting on the side. Then what we're going to do was, I use the back of this, but we're going to do a bonus level lesson here. We're going to draw just like we did on the spheres, but this time we're going to put these cylinders moving back. Almost, you can think of bowling pins if you want, or potted plants or something like that. So let's have some fun. So we'll start here. You have your blank piece of paper and your sketchbook. Hopefully you're filling up your sketchbook pages and pages a day. So let's draw very lightly back here. Draw the horizon line to give yourself a reference for the back of the paper. My horizon line is not straight, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Relax, have fun, enjoy it. I'm going to begin with two squished circles, two foreshortened in circles. So I'm going to draw two dots. So I start a lot of my drawings with dots, with guide dots to help me position my drawing. Two guide dots right here, and then I'm going to draw a foreshortened squished circle. Remember what I talked about? Let's take a circle and let's draw a foreshortened circle here. Remember when I talked about foreshortening? I live in Houston, big Houston fan, or NASA fan. So if you look at the badge right here, see this, the NASA pat? Now if I tilt it, it becomes squished, right? A foreshortened, squished shape. That we're going to just think of that. We're trying to make that near part look closer and the other part further away, the back part. Now, I'm going to draw two vertical lines coming down for our cylinder. You can make it as tall or as short as you want. Two vertical lines right here. Now, don't go straight across. What we're going to do is we're going to curve the bottom. This is one of those 12 Renaissance words. Those words are 500 years old, and we're using them. There's contour. See, and also placement. The near point is lower. We'll put shadow here in just a second, but I'm going to draw two cylinders so we could have some fun with the light source. I'm going to put two dots over here, about the same shape. So you can always take your pen, you can always measure it to kind of get the general idea. All right, so I have two dots. I'm going to draw the foreshortened circle right here. You can twist and turn your paper if you are more comfortable like that. Now, take your pencil and let's draw two vertical lines straight up and down on both sides right here. Two lines, I match the side of my paper. It doesn't have to be perfect. Come down here. Now, about the same. This is not straight across. Curve the bottom. That's contour. Curve the bottom. And then I'll darken it in, and then we'll add some detail. The important part of this exercise is to shade opposite your light source. So I'm identifying the light source as being right here in the middle. So there's our sun. I put the light source right in the middle. Now I'm going to stretch outside my comfort zone because ever since I was in second grade, I've been shading with the school of thought that the light's coming from the right. I've been stuck in a time warp where it's been 2:15 in the afternoon for me for the past 50 years. But for you, I'm going to step outside my comfort zone and we're going to experiment with shading on the left and the right side. We're going to shade the left and the right side. Sun's up here. So what I do first off, just like we did with the sphere, we're going to put a shadow on the ground. Now remember, this shadow's coming down here in direction. Remember our drawing direction compass? Remember that? This is a flat compass. I foreshortened it. See that? That's the cylinder we're drawing right now. We're going to draw the shadow right away coming down here in direction southwest and direction southeast. So let's, this is direction southwest. So let's put that shadow, coming down here. Shadow, shadow, shadow. Draw that shadow, darken in here. I love the shadow. Now over here, I'm going to twist and turn my paper. The sun's over here, so watch this. I'm going to put this shadow. It's coming down here, right, in direction. This line's coming down here in direction southeast. We use these drawing directions a lot during our drawing. Most artists use these, not all, but most artists use them most of the time. Put that shadow coming down here. See that? All those lines, they all line up. Make it nice and dark right along the base there. All right, It looks good. I love it, love it, love it. You guys enjoying this? So you successfully have drawn your 2 cylinders. Now we want to make this one hollow and this one solid. So the light's back here. I'm going to go ahead and darken in my background. Doesn't have to be perfect. I was going to put some like little moon peaks. We'll be doing that later in some future drawing 21 draw lessons in this group, in this collection. The sun's up here. So watch this. I'm going to start dark, a little darker inside, get lighter as it comes out. Look at Blender. We can use your blending stomp if you want. I have it right here, nice and handy, right there with me. But I'll just do it with pencil first. Sometimes I like to keep it that kind of sketchy look. See that? Nice and dark. See that? Isn't that wonderful? All right, so the sun's up here. Now let's shade down the side here. It's dark in here. Okay, look at this. It's lighter. Lighter, see this? I'm doing a little scribble technique here. Now you could shade following the contour. We'll be doing this when we draw the tree lesson, where I'll be using the contour of the bark to shade. Okay, you can do this if you're drawing animals. You know, if this was the neck of a giraffe or the foot of an elephant, how your shading can help define the texture. Okay, so I'm just going to blend it. Now, I'm just using scribble technique. It gets lighter and lighter. See that? Isn't that fun? You do layer upon layer, layer upon layer. Now you can use your blending stomp if you want. The light's above. Take that stomp and blend it out. Sun's up here. Take that stomp and blend it. See, it's nice and dark. And it's going to get lighter and lighter as you go across. See that? Nice and dark. It's lighter as it goes across. Okay. All right, looking good. All right, the sun's up here coming down. So what I want to keep this one's going to be solid. I think I'm going to put a little character up here. So I'm going to block in the little character sitting up here. See, I love adding little bonus details, adding bonus extras. Let's draw the body of this little character right here. And then take your pencil and then, now again, I'm using the drawing direction compass. I'm going to come down in the direction southwest. And then a vertical line for the little feet here. See this? I'm going to draw this guy's little feet. And I'll draw his little shoes. Isn't that fun? So this fellow's going to be here sitting on the top. He's going to be waving. Hello. Remember the rule of thumb. Thumb's going toward the sky or toward the head. He's waving. There's his nose. And now I'm going to use my eraser, so he's not going to be a see-through character. You know, draw his little smile. He's all happy. Okay. Maybe his hair is going back. You see that? This is okay. Maybe this is Betty. Look at Betty's hair is really long. Betty's hair comes down here, hits the cylinder. See this? Like Rapunzel's cousin, Betty Unzel. Look at this. It hits the floor. Following the drawing directions. You see that? Isn't that fun? You can have so much fun with these extras. See that? I'm going to put some hair. I'm following. It's kind of coming down here in direction southeast, and then southwest, and then vertical, and vertical, then southeast, southwest, southeast, southwest. We'll be doing that on the tree roots when we draw the tree lesson. So let's draw the bottom here. All right. Oh, this is fun. I just love adding little details. Isn't that cool? Now underneath here, watch this. I'm going to put a little shadow. See that little shadow under the foot? Little shadow. I'll thicken that leg up just a bit here. And then we're going to shade the side, darkening this edge right here. Take your pen. Notice how this foot's lower and that foot's higher as it moves away. Okay, so let's shade now. I'm going to block in to see. I'm going to do a darker value away from the sun. See, this light's over here. Oops, I got to darken in that arm. I see it. I can't get away from my little character, my little Betty, my Betty Unzel, Rapunzel's little niece. Dark on the side, and I'm going to get lighter as it comes out. Lighter, lighter, lighter. And we can use the nose. Here, I'm going to turn my drawing. It's easier for me sometimes. Sometimes it's much easier for when I turn my paper like this. and I can shade like this. You see that? Feel free to twist and turn your paper. Your paper is not anchored. It is not anchored down. You can just have fun with it. Okay, let's blend this around. Look, it gets lighter. And then do layer upon layer. See, darker here, and it's going to get lighter. And there it is. Now, you can take your blending stomp, and let's go ahead and watch this. I'm going to blend this. See this? I'm going to go, I'm not pushing too hard. I just enough to get that nice value blend. You see that? Now, I'm definitely going to put like a little darker edge underneath that hair. Put the little shadow. So that hair looks like it's really coming off the page. Isn't that fun? Do you love it? All right, you can do the shadow over here. And you know me, I can't stop until I put a little value in the sky. It's dark here at the bottom. It gets lighter as it comes up. Put a little bit of value just to separate that foreground from the sky. And it helps create that illusion that the cylinders are near you or closer to you, right? The depth. Near things are closer and far things are drawn higher on the paper to make them appear further away. Now look at that. There's more of a value here. Look at this.